Welcome everybody to another episode of Crypto Moose. I'm your host, Mitchell Bouchard. That's what it says right there. Mitchell Bouchard. I'm not a Rangers fan, but I am using the mug. I actually got this mug from my brother for Christmas, and I think I'm just going to use it. I think I'm just going to keep it. I really love the mug. It's a pretty big mug, so it kind of works. I like to drink a lot of alcohol. Water. So, probably something I'm going to be using in the future just to rub it in his face. Also, like and subscribe. I'm not telling you because I want to grow this channel. I'm telling you because it's probably in your best interest to be on top of things and to learn from a crypto and NFT expert. So definitely like and subscribe. Again, it's not for me, it's for you. So let's get into today's episode. And of course, Bitcoin trading at $23,041.61 Canadian. $45. Okay, so it just went up. I'm just kidding. If you refresh Bitcoin, it fluctuates like unbelievably. So what are we going to talk about today? Today, we are going to talk about diversification, okay? A lot of you have heard the term, you need to diversify. You need to not have all your eggs in one basket. Well, I'm here to tell you that some of that is true. But one thing that Kobe Bryant said once that kind of stuck in my brain was, maybe you should watch over your basket and grow your basket, not have just one egg. So the idea is you don't have to look at it in one way, but one of the problems with over diversification, meaning you buy too many cryptos, is that at the end of the day, if something does hit, you're kind of spreading yourself too thin. So that's kind of what I want to talk about and visually show you a little bit in this episode. Even if you think of somebody like Warren Buffett, even a guy that's playing with billions of dollars, he's heavily invested into just a few companies, right? The Coca-Cola. I don't know what his exact percentages is, but I'm sure we could pull it up. But that's also not a bad idea to learn from somebody like that, right? So maybe I'll even research it here. Warren Buffett holdings. But the idea is if you just hold, for example, 50 coins and you have $100, like what do you got, $2 into just one asset? Like that doesn't make sense. So here's just even on Warren Buffett website here. So here's an example of what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying you have to be like Warren Buffett, but for somebody who's been investing for a very long time, don't you think perhaps it's foolish to think, oh, Warren Buffett's an idiot when he's probably one of the richest people in America. But this is somebody who's been able to grow wealth over time. And it's somebody that you can learn from. He's seen more than most of us. He's an old man, okay? He's not into crypto, but he's also what are his rules, right? First rule of money, don't lose money. Second rule of money, don't forget rule number one, right? Like don't lose money. I've gotten into bad projects, and I'm here to tell you, I wish I would have been a little more safe with things, right? Which I think I am for the most part. But again, these are people that you can learn from. Just remember, don't over diversify, right? I'm not saying just hold one coin, right? That's not even exciting. It's not going to be an exciting life. It's not what I want to do. And by the way, I'm not telling you to buy anything. I'm just sharing my thoughts and opinions, right? That's what this is all about. Again, we're going to use the mug. So let's go over Warren Buffett, right? What is he holding? And this is one of the best investors ever, right? So if we go to his top holdings, let's see, percentage of portfolio. I thought it was a little bit higher. Yeah, Apple. He is 41% Apple, and he's up 300%. Okay? Look at that, 41% in Apple. His top two holdings account for 51% of all of his billions of dollars. Right? So he's got he's got 894 million shares. My God. That's unbelievable. But here's even a different visual example. Look at this. He's heavily invested. Another thing is that it shows that he's researched these companies, right? You don't put 41% of your holdings into something if you don't believe in it, right? The point is that he is well diversified, but look, you're talking like 2-3% in these companies. That's because, for example, he knows, and I kind of think the same way in some regard, but you should be heavy in the things that you've researched and you understand, right? Like Apple is not going away. I just got a different phone. Like I just got a new phone, right? Um, you know, Chevron here, he's 8%. Coca-Cola, are people going to stop drinking Coca-Cola? I don't think so, right? And he's also experienced stock splits, right? And this is a crypto channel, but for example, he's got 49 holdings. 49 holdings. Like if you wanted to get into stocks, you could just get his stock picks and do well over time. Like he's dominated on Apple, but that's because he understands the company. The point is that let's see, his top 3 account for about 60%. His top 6 account for like 75% of his holdings. So that is very interesting. Very interesting. I'm probably going to screenshot that for myself. But that is very interesting. I actually didn't think he was that heavy Apple. But that's the point. That's some of the things that we want to cover, because what you can do as a crypto investor is you can look at people who are the GOATs, the greatest of all time, and you can learn a thing or two from them. So what I want to do with this channel specifically too is I want to hear everybody's opinion and kind of make my own decision. So put down in the comments below, please. How is your portfolio? How are you weighed? And in fact, we'll even go through my portfolio in crypto before we get into a couple other things. And I want to speed this up a bit. So here's my current portfolio. I'm very transparent with what I hold. I need to readjust. This doesn't account for my NFTs. I hold a lot of NFTs, so I have a lot more money in crypto than this. But if you look at where I'm very weighted in crypto, let's go to my allocation. I'm 42% ADA, so I'm just like Buffett, right? Look, I'm just like Buffett, except he's got billions. I got like a couple grand, But if you look at Buffett, he's 42%, 10%, and then here I'm 15% Matic, 13% Bitcoin. This is just where I'm at now. I'm not saying that's the way I would do it if I could redo it. I just happen to hold these coins, and I buy and hold. So put down in the comments below, like what are you doing? What are your thoughts on my portfolio? That's my portfolio. Yeah. So focus on the few. Again, we'll give a quick example. Let's say you have Bitcoin and you spent $100. If we can add that here. Okay, let's say you got, let's see. I guess we could do what, 1 Bitcoin? So we could say that you got 1 Bitcoin, right? Now, what happens if Bitcoin tanks? Well, you lose your entire portfolio. But for example, if Bitcoin fails, everything's going to fail. And I think that's the idea of Buffett in Apple, is that if Apple fails, that means like nobody's buying computers, basically. Nobody's using phones, right? Apple accounts for a lot of hardware and software, right? So that's one way to think about it. It's like Microsoft, right? If Microsoft went away, well, I mean, if Microsoft's not doing well, then do you really think another company who's smaller is going to be doing well? I don't think so. So really, you're getting into the sectors. Bitcoin is a store of value, right? It's more like gold. Whereas if you think of Cardano, it's more of an smart contract, NFT based, right? It's energy efficient. That's what I like about it. That's how I perceive it. So you really want to think about the sectors, right? So I go over this in some of the online courses. We'll have links in the description below. But I just wanted to bring to your attention that you should not over diversify. At least consider, right? Put down the comments below if this helped you. I don't want to go on any more tangents. But yeah, definitely build your portfolio, right? Maybe take out a pen and paper and write down your top 20 coins and see if you can narrow it down. Maybe you're just holding things because you think it's a good idea, but like, what do you actually believe in? Ask yourself that. Which projects do I actually have I researched? Put down maybe some hours. Have I researched Bitcoin for 1,000 hours? I know I have. At least 1,000 hours. So, that's why I can tell you it's a digital token verified, maintained on the blockchain. Not a lot of people can say that. All right. Anyways, I need to go. I also need to. I forgot to put on my necklace, but there we go. I should be wearing this in public. But anyways, remember you also should have a hardware wallet. This is a Trezor One. I recommend the Trezor Model T because if it's not your keys, it's not your cheese.